Okay, so I told you in the last video that we'd be able to tell in which quadrants are the trig function, each of the trig functions either positive or negative. So that's what we're going to look at now. So in the first well, first of all, if we think about right triangles, if we have a right triangle, then everything we've measured are positive lengths. So anything in the first quadrant that's between 0 and 90 would be the same as using a right triangle. All the trig functions are positive. Okay, well now if we go to the second quadrant, well, look what happens. In the second quadrant, the x values are negative and the y values are positive, right? You've gone in the negative x direction, but the positive y direction. So before, when we said that, sine was y over r, cosine was x over r, all of those, any of them that had x in it are going to be negative, and the ones that are just y will be positive. So here, sine is positive, and so is its reciprocal cosecant, and all the rest of them are negative. Okay, if we think about the third quadrant, so here the x is negative and we're going down, so the y is negative. So here the ones that just have an x or just have a y, which would be sine or cosine, will be negative, but the one that has both, the negatives cancel each other out. So in this quadrant, tangent and its reciprocal, cotangent, are positive, and all the rest are negative. So we're listing which ones are positive in that quadrant, and then from there you can get which ones are negative. Okay, then we're going to look at the fourth quadrant where the x is positive, but we've gone down, so the y is negative. Okay, and here cosine and secant are positive, but all the rest are negative. Okay, and there's a little mnemonic device to help you remember this. So the mnemonic device is all students take calculus. Okay, now if you just look at the first letter of each of these words, A, S, T, C, and you think about starting in the first quadrant and going counterclockwise. Well, what that's saying, in the first quadrant, all of them are positive. In the second one, sine, and you have to remember its reciprocal, are positive. In the third one, the T in take stands for tangent. Its reciprocal are positive. And in the fourth quadrant, the calculus, the sine calculus, stands for cosine. Okay, so all students take calculus. By looking at that first letter, you remember which ones are positive. Okay, and there are some little problems like this that we can use this information to solve. So it says, using the given information, find which quadrant theta is in. So we want to know which quadrant is sine of theta negative and cosine positive. So I like to start and just look at one piece of it first. So we want to know, we want both of these to be true. So first, where is sine negative? Well, sine is negative in the third and the fourth quadrant. So we know our answer can only either be the third quadrant or the fourth quadrant. Then we need to know out of those, where is cosine positive? And that's just in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so our answer here would be 4. Okay, here we want to know where is tangent positive and cosecant positive. Well, tangent is positive in the third and the first, and cosecant is positive in the first and the second, so the only one there where they would both overlap would be quadrant 1. Then we want to know where secant negative but sine positive. So secant is negative in these two quadrants, and sine is positive in these two quadrants, so we want where they overlap. So that would be quadrant 2.